Okay, we are on chapter, I think it's 23. Okay, here we go. A few years back before I met hubby, I used to date this rugby player from New Zealand, and man, he was on. Let's call him Mickey. So me and Mickey were dating for about 6 months, and I was head over heels for the D. Imagine what life would be like without the D. Can you imagine? Because I can't. Fast forward, we all went out one night and I busted him hooking up with another chick, so he thinks. I went to confront him and see who the chick was, and I noticed a tattoo I seen before that looked familiar on this girl. And straight away when I pulled her back, I saw that it was my guy cousin. I laughed and told Mickey ka ua finish. You can Mickey that all you want. Fast forward a year later, I moved to Auckland and I started chatting with this guy. Let's call him Bicky. I met him on POF. What's POF? Born Hub of Fings? We met up a few times and had dates, and he was also a rugby player. And mind you, I shit you not, this guy was a horse, if you know what I mean. That D got me hooked. The amount of times these women have said, the D got me hooked. Like, and you don't want to hook him up to child support with the amount of times you guys are getting pregnant? Make it make sense. 3 months later, he had to move to Australia for rugby, and we ended things. I moved to Sydney 2 years later and met my darling hubby, who I'm with now. We then made the choice to move to Canberra because he wanted to be closer to family. So we did, and he ended up joining a local rugby team. Every Saturday he would ask me to go rugby, but I always had work. One Saturday I didn't work and ended up going to support hubby. Now, do you remember Mickey, the one that hooked up with my guy cousin? Tell me why I saw my husband run out on the field with Mickey. And do you remember Bicky? Tell me why he ran out on the field as well. Well, you're telling the story, so tell us. This is the best part though. After the game, the club were going to host a lunch for players and their families. And my hubby not knowing my state of mind at the time, was like, darling, let's stay for lunch. And I said, yeah, sure, trying not to cry. While we were walking to the club rooms, my hubby asked me, honey, some of the boys are from your hometown. You might know them. I asked, oh, who is it? Acting clueless, but really. And then he says, they're brothers, Mickey and Bicky. Mind you, I didn't meet any of the family because they were in New Zealand for rugby. I swear my whaku dropped to my muli and came back out of my mouth. What could say exaggeration? I kept saying to myself, they're not going to recognize you. You've changed your hair color. You've lost weight, so surely they won't know. We walked through the club rooms and Mickey came up to my partner and looked at me and stared for ages. I said, hi, I'm blah, 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 and Mickey clicked because when he shook my hand, he squeezed it and did that middle finger scratchy thingy on the palm of your hand. So basically, it's like when you shake a guy's hand or when a guy shakes your hand and then it's like this, but they secretly go like this. That means I want to eat your berry. So I was dating this Tongan guy. Right now. And he did that. We shook hands and he went like this. And cause he was fresh, he whispered in my ear and he was like, can I eat your berry? Oh, God. I pulled away, got my kids, and went. I was praying I didn't bump into Becky. I went to go toilet, and I must have almost walked into the boys' one, and someone from behind yelled out to me, excuse me, that's the men's bathroom. I turned around, and it was Becky. He looked at me for a second and noticed me straight away. Before Becky could even say anything to me, Mickey walks in, and Becky says, oh, this is my brother, Mickey. And Mickey had to ask the question, how do we know each other? And Mickey said, oh, this was the gange I was telling you about. And Mickey was like, also, this is the gange I was telling you about. Anyways, fast forward, I told hubby who they were before they said anything to him. And hubby said, your past is your past, my love. Now it's not so awkward going to games, and I get along well with their new partners as well. Okay, but does Mickey's wife know that he was single, that he wanted to eat your berry when you guys shook hands? Oh, God, that was funny. All right, next one. I just wanted to share one bad thing that I have done during my relationship with my now husband. We both knew each other way back since high school and started dating during my 1 year in university. Mind you, he's my first ever boyfriend. Fast forward, my family moved to Australia while he was pursuing his rugby career. A couple of years later into our long distance relationship, I found out he cheated on me with my cousin. So I wanted revenge. Good girl. So you should. I downloaded a dating app and ended up at Perth Crown Hotel hooking up with a Latino guy. We did all the bad things and all the moves you could ever think of. Even 365 Days and 50 Shades of whatever movie can never do what we did. Okay, sis, smile, I'll see you here. Mr. Latino told me he always had a thing for big island girls because his mates were all islanders. Oh my gosh, fast forward to 3 years later, my boyfriend who cheated on me moved to Australia too, and I've already mended things with him and decided we should get married. He still doesn't know who I hooked up with. Fast forward to our wedding. This sounds like the fast forwarding on that movie Click, you know, the Adam Sandler one. Oh my gosh, Mr. Latino was my husband's best man, and found out later they were both in the same rugby club years back. He is now my daughter's godfather. Until this day, my husband doesn't know it was him that I hooked up with at Crown Hotel. It's still awkward when he's around, especially when our daughter calls him dad. Girl, who is the dad?